Next month, one of the greatest animated sitcoms of all time comes out of retirement, a little older, maybe a little wiser, but still just as funny.
Here to tell us about King of the Hill Season 14, please welcome series creators Mike Judge and Greg Daniels and executive producer and showrunner Saladin Patterson. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be here.
Nice to be here.
So one of the advantages of an animated show is that the characters don't age. But you guys didn't do that. You specifically aged them up. What was the sort of decision behind that?
Oh, boy. Well, I mean, our show is a little more kind of reality-based than a lot of cartoons, less surreal. So it just seemed like a good idea. And I think it just seemed like that's what it wanted to be. And the fans seemed to want that. So, yeah.
Mostly about Bobby. Bobby being in his early 20s and being a chef in Dallas just seemed like it opened up a whole bunch of new stories, and it wouldn't be just like retreading the old show.
Exactly. In this world of all the reboots that are coming out, you got to answer that why now question, like what makes it different now. And I think aging of the characters was a brilliant way to answer the why now.
It's always been topical, or at least addressing current events to some capacity.
Right.
So yeah, that opens a lot of opportunities for you guys.
Yeah, also we came up with this idea that Hank and Peggy had been in Saudi Arabia working on their retirement nest egg for Aramco, and that they had come back after a few years out of the country and were new to a lot of stuff.
Okay, so I mean, Mike, you threw Beavis and Butthead in a black hole to keep them from getting any older, and now you've got Hank, and he's older. Has he changed at all? He's kind of not really known for being a guy who changes a whole lot, but what's been his journey since the last time we saw him?
Well, yeah, he doesn't. He's still Hank. He hasn't changed much at all. In Aramco, in Saudi Arabia, in reality, they have like this city that's like the perfect idyllic American city, which Hank just loved, and he kind of even liked that the women are covered up and modest, and so he comes back and just sees all these things that have changed, mostly kind of little stuff, I guess. And so it's more about the world changing and Hank staying the same.
Max and I are both massive Beavis and Butthead fans and have been forever. So for a sec, this is very surreal for us right now. We loved when the characters came back a couple years ago. I was in tears laughing, especially that one thing where they made fun of that TikTok of the guy doing prison tattoos. Oh, yeah. So good. What did you learn from bringing Beavis and Butthead back that you were able to apply to King of the Hill?
Oh, well, I mean, a lot of kind of technical animation stuff, kind of learned the roadblocks are just like things that can go wrong. But
something about X sheets, right? I remember you saying a lot about
X sheets.
X sheets. I pretended like I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, animation is it's still kind of the same process, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just technical stuff, I guess, is the answer.
Okay, so following
Nothing
up on that, Greg, Saladin, you guys have been really busy making lots of live action sitcoms. What are the biggest challenges and advantages of working in an animated space versus a physical meat space?
Oh, I mean, right, physical meat space. That's a great way to put it. I mean, everyone thinks, because it's animation, like, oh, you guys are free. You can put them on the moon if you want to. You can't really do that. In
Not on this show.
Not on this show, exactly. This show's pretty grounded still. But there are still freedoms you have because it's animated. To kind of explore different places to take the characters. But animation is hard. Like, the things that people don't realize, there's so many more, like, checks and measures in animation that you do along the way. So that's one thing that's also different from live action.
So on that note, there have been a lot of, changes technologically, culturally since the last time we saw these characters. I feel like just so much of the crux of the show is just Hank's reactions to things, like whether it's something Bobby says or something is just out in the world. So I was wondering if you could maybe kind of let us know how he feels about some things that have happened since the last time we saw this show. Speaking of meat space, here's Lady Gaga in a meat dress. I feel like this is a mix of things that, right? Like, it's
that might have almost overlapped the original
The original
show.
little
For, I don't
bit,
know what
right.
year that was, but
I feel Hank would start fantasizing about grilling her.
Hank might like that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
He probably questioned the cut of meat used on certain parts of the dress too. You know?
He might have had a better way to stitch it
His
together.
problem wouldn't be the dress. It'd be like, why didn't you use a better
Exactly.
I love that. Ozempic.
No.
Which I learned from this slide is an injection. I thought it was a pill.
Right.
I'm clearly not on it, but
Oh, I learned that just now.
Isn't it right, right.
It's just an injection.
We're still figuring this one out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does it make you? It makes you skinny.
It
And
makes you not hungry, I think.
I think Hank thinks you should still, eat less and exercise, but
Yeah,
for
I think
Bill,
that's cheating.
That's exactly. But when Bill's,
Yeah.
maybe he would say Bill is an
Yeah.
exception.
yeah, maybe Bill should have.
Okay. TikTok. The kids love it. They can't get enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
I mean, he's certainly not going to want to. He doesn't understand why you have to do a dance just because everybody on the TikTok is doing it.
Okay. The Minions. I guess it's also. I feel like Peggy would do Minions posts on Facebook. She, I don't know. Like,
we've all been looking at these things for like 15 years now. I don't think we understand.
Writers.
You're right. I think they're right. I think you're right. I mean,
I didn't-
Hank's probably going to ask, "Am I supposed to understand what they're saying?"
yeah.
I feel like you guys are doing the work we should have done before we made this season. There's a lot of good jokes here.
It's worth noting they are French, so I don't. I feel like that could be a factor.
Oh yeah, forget.
Gangnam Style.
That's an old one.
That's an old one too.
That one was like.
I don't think they had left for Saudi
Right.
Arabia when
No.
maybe
I mean,
we'd just
Bobby's
quit.
into K-pop though. Well, no, I'm sorry, not into. Bobby was into K-pop in the T as a teen, so he may have some memories of it from when Bobby was.
I feel like he
into
knows
it.
that dance.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
The Ice Bucket Challenge. Remember that whole charity craze? People just poured ice on their heads.
ALS,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, well, I think if it was Gatorade, Hank would be super into it.
Exactly. He's used to that.
Yeah.
What are we celebrating?
Would we win?
Now here's a very specific one. Speaking of TikTok and dancing, here's Hank in Fortnite. I feel like his skeleton would project itself out of his own body.
I'm gonna call my lawyer. No, he is in Fortnite, right?
Right,
I didn't know he's doing that.
If Dale used AI to make
head
Hank
would-
do that, I think Hank would punch him in the face.
Saladin's
love
on
it.
fire over here. Write this down.
So there's a lot going on right now. You were on a panel yesterday with Trey Parker and Matt Stone. What would you do if studio execs asked you to cut something politically or for something politically motivated?
Oh, don't think that's happened.
No.
Has it?
No. We tend to stay away from political controversy.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we weren't ever really about that to begin with, but I guess we do it. Trey and Matt do nothing.
I love that. So I want to talk about Bobby a little bit because he's growing up. He's getting older. I feel like he's kind of a lot of millennials. A lot of maybe they were husky in their teenage years. Speaking for myself a little bit, a lot of them went through an anime phase, and he's running a Japanese restaurant now. There's this thing online. People claim that that King of the Hill is anime. How do you feel about that? And also, did Bobby have an anime phase? I need to know for myself.
Gotta take this one.
Well, first of all, thank you for bringing up the fact that King of the Hill is very, very popular in Japan, where they also have Comic-Cons that we could go and visit. That's a very good point that you raised there, yes. But back to your question about Bobby and anime, I'm sure he has some anime
it seems
characters. That's his
I'm
world.
trying to think. We kind of did something with that. I thought. From what I
We-
remember.
We
Hank
talked
has
about-
relatives that
Oh,
are
that's right, in Japan as well.
Japanese.
Yeah,
Hank's half brother.
right.
And I do too over there. I have a niece and nephew. So yes, all about Japan anime. Yeah, I saw something about that on Twitter about people saying it's anime, and I can't remember.
Yeah.
I
But
think it's sort of
I'm
a
all
joke,
for
but
it.
yeah, yeah. But do you accept the accusations that King of the Hill is an anime?
Sure, why not? I don't see the downside.
That's exactly right.
And I like a lot of anime.
Yeah.
So
Amazing. Thank you guys so much. Seriously, thanks for coming out.
Thank you guys.
King of the Hill season 14 premieres August 4th on Hulu, and there's plenty more Comic-Con coming up right here on IGN, so don't go anywhere.
Yep.
Thank you guys.
That shirt.
Thanks.